Hi, folks. I'm Peter Lemieux. With Rounding Third and Batter Sports, I tell baseball stories. Wow. I'm so happy to be sharing this story with you today because I'm going to remember to you the most exciting baseball game I ever saw. And going back and reminding myself how it happened has just even gotten me more excited to be with you today. However, more than that, I'm going to tell you how this wonderful game is related to Bing Crosby, the famous singer actor of his time. How does this all come together? Give me a few minutes and I'll fill you in, okay? 1960, the World Series. There's only two teams make it to the playoffs back then. You won the National League, you won the American League, everybody else went home. Into the World 1960 World Series goes the mighty New York Yankees. In 12 years, they were in this World Series 10 times. Powerhouse team. Mickey Mantle, Yogi Berra, Whitey Ford, all in the Hall of Fame. Their manager, Casey Stengel, in the Hall of Fame. And then there was some guy named Roger Maris, who was 1 year away from hitting 61 home runs in a season. And a dugout full of players who've all won World Series. So this is an experienced winning team. And most of the country just assumed they would win comfortably. It's not that the Pirates were a bad team, they were a very good team. However, the city of Pittsburgh had not been in a World Series for 33 years. The last World Series was 1927, where they got beat by the mighty 27 Yankees with Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. Since then, we had gone through the Great Depression, World War II, Korea. This was a whole different world in 1960 when the Pittsburgh Pirates returned to the World Series. And frankly, they were given little chance of winning. Because at that time, what they did is the National League would host 1 year and the American League another year. So it was just a year for the National League. And the Pirates got to be home team, which means they got to play in Pittsburgh games 1 and 2 and 6 and 7. And that's the way it's set up. So it all starts off in Pittsburgh. I mean, the city of Pittsburgh is beyond crazy. They are just going nuts. Just the fact that they have the World Series. Um, and to go out and win the first game against the Yankees 6-4. Oh my gosh, hope just grew and grew and grew. This is our year, the year of magic. Well, the Yankees went out to take that hope away. They won game 2 16-3. They won the third game in Yankee Stadium 10-0. 26-3 in games 2 and 3. I mean, all of us thought this is over in 5 or 6 games. The Pirates just aren't as good. But then, mysteriously, the Pirates win the fourth game by a score of 3-2. And then win the fifth game in Yankee Stadium 5-2. So they go home to Pittsburgh needing only one more win to beat the mighty Yankees. And oh, it was just exciting as can be. Game 6 started. People in Pittsburgh came. This was the day they were going to win the World Series. That ended fast. The Yankees, with Whitey Ford pitching, won the game 12-0. Now we must play game 7. The Yankees, 3 wins. They won by a score of 38-3 in their 3 wins. And the Pirates won the close games. So now we face game 7, experienced mighty Yankees, hometown, emotionally favored Pittsburgh Pirates. What a game this is. This is the game I wanted to share with you. You see, I don't know how I remember watching this game on TV with a couple of friends. One of our best friends had moved to our town from Pittsburgh and was just a huge Pirates fan, but he didn't come to watch it with us. Later on, he told me privately, He didn't want to be with us because if the Pirates lost, he knew he would cry, and he didn't want us to see that. So we start game 7. The Yankees start Bob Turley. He did not last very long against the Pirates ace Vernon Law. And hope upon hope, a 2-run homer in the first, and the Pirates are up 2-0. In the bottom of the second, 2 more runs come in. And we're only 2 innings in, and the Pirates are ahead 4-0. And it stays that way until the 5th inning when Bill Skowron, the Yankees' power-hitting first baseman, homers. But it's still 4-1 as we enter the 6th inning. This is where excitement starts. In the 6th inning, Mickey Mantle got a single, and Bobby Richardson came in. And then all hope in Pittsburgh was sucked out when Yogi Berra hit a 3-run homer, and suddenly the 4-0 lead had dissipated, and the Yankees held a 5-4 lead in the 6th inning. They got the Pirates out in the 6th. They got the Pirates out in the 7th. The Yankees only need 6 more outs, and then to salt it, in the top of the 8th inning, with 2 outs, Yogi Berra walks, Skowron singles, and then Johnny Blanchard got a hit to drive in 2 more runs. Now it's 9. I mean, what is it? So 7-4. Okay, come on, Peter, wake up. It's 7-4, and the Pirates only have 6 more outs. Hang with me, okay? I've got it in front of me, so I won't mess this up. Because the 8th inning for the Pirates was crazy, but it gets crazier, okay? Some guy named Gino Simoli led off with a single, and then a ground ball to shortstop, a sure double play, which would have put the Pirates 2 outs in the 8th and nobody on base, hits a little bitty rock on the infield and bounced straight up into the neck of the Yankee shortstop, Tony Kubek, who falls down. Everybody's safe, first and second. Tony Kubek is hurt so bad he can't swallow, so they take him out of the game. Now the Pirates magically have 2 men on and nobody out. Well, things started to happen, and there was another hit. I want to get to this exciting part. The score was now 7-5. Runners on first and third, and the famous Roberto Clemente came up. Hero time, right? Well, Roberto Clemente hits the ball off the end of the bat, a little dribbler toward the right side of the infield. And craziness is, both the pitcher and the first baseman go to the ball, leaving first uncovered. So even though it should have been the 3rd out of the inning, Clemente is safe. Another run scores, it's 7-6. However, the Pirates' best hitting catcher, Smokey Burgess, had been taken out of the game when they had their lead, and they had weak hitting Hal Smith come up to the plate. 2 outs, 2 on, Yankees still ahead 7-6. On the second pitch to Hal Smith, he hit the hit of his life, way up and over the left field wall. And suddenly Pittsburgh had moved from a 7-4 deficit to a 9-4 lead in the 8th inning. And they absolutely mobbed Hal Smith. I'm sure people in the ballpark figured this game was over. 9-4. The Pirates then brought in their ace starter, a guy by the name of Bob Friend. He had pitched the day before, but they just wanted him to get 3 outs. First 2 guys up, single. This is the Yankees you're playing against. They're not going to go easily. So they took out Bob Friend and brought in another starter named Harvey Haddix. Left-hander, got the left-handed Roger Maris to foul out. Then Mickey Mantle gets a single, And so it's now 9-8. Runners on first and third, one out. Yogi Berra follows, and this is the most amazing play. Yogi Berra hit a hard ground ball down the first base line. Had normal defense been playing, that's a double down the line. However, the first baseman was holding Mickey Mantle on, so he was almost behind first base. And on just a couple of hard hops, he had the ball. Double play ends the game, right? Double play ends the game. The first baseman, guy by the name of Rocky Nelson, runs over, steps on first because he had plenty of time to throw to second and tag out Mickey Mantle and win the World Series. Listen to what happened because I've never seen this before. Mickey Mantle started to break on the ground ball, but when he saw it was caught so quickly by Rocky Nelson, he stopped. And when Rocky Nelson went over to touch first, Mickey Mantle ran back to first base. You see, once you step on first base, there's no longer a force at second. Mickey Mantle, understanding that, slid back into first before he could get tagged. What long-winded explanation. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen, smartest play I've ever seen a base runner make. It turned out to be the second out, and the runner from third counted. Had there been a double play, the game would have been over. Now it's 9-9 on this brilliant play by Mickey Mantle. I think most of us cheering for the Pirates thought the great eighth inning, Hal Smith, 1 out away from winning the World Series, but Mickey Mantle takes it away from us. You had to feel, look at this, just feels like one of these Yankee wins. The Yankees brought in Ralph Terry to pitch the ninth on the second pitch of the inning, a play I think most of you baseball fans have seen. Bill Mazeroski hits it over the left field wall, and pandemonium, chaos, euphoria hit the city of Pittsburgh. They win the game 10-9. This was one of the most exciting games with Yogi Berra hitting a home run, Hal Smith hitting a home run, Mickey Mantle getting back to first, and now second baseman Bill Mazeroski goes down in the history of baseball and certainly the history of Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Pirates are world champions for the first time in 35 years that they actually won a World Series. Well, the ramifications were just amazing. So, Peter, tell me about Bing Crosby. Ha! Thought you'd never ask. In those days, we didn't have videotapes. So what you had were films of TV coverage. And after a period of time, the TV stations destroyed those films. They kept key plays. Like you could always find Bill Mazeroski's home run and Hal Smith's home run. But nowhere in the United States of America could you find the whole game. It had been destroyed. Enter Bing Crosby. Bing Crosby was a huge Pittsburgh Pirates fan. He was so nervous about the World Series, he took his wife Catherine to Europe so he wouldn't have to watch it. He listened to the games on the radio, but he just couldn't watch it. He instructed a TV executive of his to tape the seventh game. Well, we didn't have tape. They had a machine called a kinescope. What we're looking at is a 35 millimeter camera that would focus on the TV set. And so he had films of the TV of the whole game. It filled 5 different canisters of film because the film would end. They'd have to take it off, start another reel. They had 5 reels of this, and no one knew they had it. Bing Crosby dies. And one day in 2009, folks, do the math, 49 years after the World Series, a guy named Bader, Bob Bader, who cares, is going through Bing Crosby's, it was in his wine cellar, okay? Looking for memorabilia that Bing Crosby kept. and he saw these canisters of film that said 1960 World Series. He got a hold of that. They were able to transfer that to tape, not just these 35 millimeter films, and announced to the public that for the first time in 50 years, you could now watch the whole seventh game of the World Series because they had copied Bing Crosby's tape. Now, it's a TV show you're watching, right? They focused it on the TV. It's not live in the stadium. But we could never watch the whole game and would never be able to watch the whole game had not this guy found 5 canisters of film in Bing Crosby's basement. Crazy. My friends, go on YouTube. If you just haven't, you can't, and maybe you don't want to watch the whole game, but watch at least the bottom of the 8th and ninth innings of this game. It is so much fun. And imagine being in a city, it's a blue collar city, Steel City, Pittsburgh, loving sports, loving their team, getting to celebrate after 33 years a victory over the mighty Yankees. I'm so excited to share this with you, and I don't know if I'm telling it shares the excitement, but check it out, okay? All you people who love baseball and baseball history, like, subscribe, tell your other friends to come on in and hear some good stories. Make comments. What's your memories of the 1960 World Series or another World Series that moved your heart? And you remember, you'll never forget it, okay? You'll never forget great moments in baseball history. It's a pleasure for me to share some of my memories with you folks, and I look forward to being together with you soon. Everybody have a great day. This is Peter Lemieux from Rounding Third. Love baseball. It's good for your health.